These are the biggest NBA trade rumors right now, and nearly all of them lead back to one player. Giannis Antetokounmpo sits at the center of the NBA's biggest offseason story, while questions surrounding LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and several other stars continue to fuel discussion across the league. With the 2026 NBA draft approaching, trade talk has taken over the basketball world. Every offseason brings speculation, but this year feels unusually focused around a handful of superstar names, and no rumor carries more weight than the possibility of Giannis changing teams. Front offices are watching closely, fans are tracking every report, and the closer the draft gets, the louder the conversation becomes. Everything starts in Milwaukee. For years, the Bucks built their franchise around Giannis, turning him into one of the defining faces of the organization. That changed in May 2026, when reports surfaced that Milwaukee had become willing to discuss trade offers involving its superstar, and that's when the entire league began paying attention. When a player at Giannis's level enters trade conversations, even unofficially, every executive immediately starts exploring possibilities. The story gained momentum quickly. June 3rd brought reports that Milwaukee wanted clarity before the NBA draft, which meant teams interested in Giannis suddenly faced a timeline. Just 6 days later, on June 9th, reports indicated that executives around the league increasingly expected a trade to happen, and what nobody expected was how rapidly the discussion would intensify from that point forward. Still, no deal has happened. That's where opinions begin to split. One side believes Milwaukee is operating as though a major trade could arrive before draft night, while another sees a front office simply collecting information and evaluating every option available. The result is a rumor cycle that grows larger with every passing day, even though nobody outside the organization knows exactly what the Bucks plan to do. One destination keeps appearing more than most. Miami has emerged as one of the teams most frequently connected to Giannis, and reports continue pointing toward the Heat as a serious contender if Milwaukee decides to move him. Interest from Miami isn't new, which makes these latest rumors even more believable to many around the league. Several names have appeared in reported discussions. Tyler Herro, Kel'el Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and multiple first-round draft picks have all surfaced as possible pieces in a deal, and that's where things become interesting, because none of those reports represent confirmed offers. They're simply names linked to conversations. Yet, their repeated appearance shows how seriously people are taking Miami's chances. The appeal is easy to understand. Adding Giannis instantly changes a team's outlook, and Miami knows that as well as anyone. Championship contenders are always searching for the move that pushes them over the top, and few opportunities compare to acquiring a player of his caliber. None of that guarantees a deal, but it explains why the Heat continue appearing near the top of every rumor list. Miami isn't alone. Boston remains firmly involved in the conversation, and many reports describe the Celtics as one of the strongest challengers for Giannis. A roster that already ranks among the league's best becomes even more dangerous with a player like him, which explains why Boston's name refuses to disappear from trade discussions. What nobody expected was how often Jaylen Brown would become part of the speculation. Several reported scenarios involve larger multi-team structures where Brown could move elsewhere while Giannis lands in Boston. Nothing has been finalized and no agreement exists, but the idea has generated constant debate because Brown remains one of the NBA's premier players. The numbers tell the story. Across 71 games during the 2025-26 season, one report listed Brown at 28.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 5.1 assists per game, production that explains why moving him would be such a massive decision. Teams rarely part with players putting up those kinds of numbers, which is exactly why any Giannis trade would require a tremendous return. Another detail has fueled even more discussion. Reports have linked Boston to the possibility of a 4-year, $275 million extension for Giannis if he were traded there. Whether that ever becomes reality remains unknown, but the figure itself shows the level of commitment involved whenever a superstar of this magnitude becomes available. A few other teams continue hovering around the rumor mill. Orlando has appeared in reports. Minnesota has surfaced as a possible suitor. Portland keeps getting mentioned as well, and that's where the picture becomes harder to read because off-season conversations happen constantly around the NBA. Some teams are genuinely pursuing opportunities, while others simply gather information and prepare for every scenario. One thing remains clear though, whenever Giannis's name enters a discussion, the entire league pays attention. While Giannis dominates the headlines, Stephen Curry continues generating his own share of speculation. That happens whenever a player spends an entire career with one franchise and reaches a stage where fans start wondering what comes next. Current reporting paints a very different picture than the Giannis situation. No verified report indicates Curry has requested a trade, and no verified report suggests Golden State is actively trying to move him. Instead, most conversations revolve around finding ways to strengthen the roster around him and extend the Warriors' championship window. Golden State briefly appeared in Giannis discussions earlier in the offseason, and the possibility of pairing those two stars naturally attracted attention. More recent reports, however, indicate the Warriors' pursuit has cooled, which meant the focus shifted back toward improving the team already built around Curry. The speculation continues anyway. Players of Curry's stature attract rumors almost automatically, especially when fans begin imagining blockbuster scenarios. Yet, the reporting available today points toward Golden State remaining committed to building around the player who helped define an era for the franchise. LeBron James finds himself in a similar situation. Every offseason seems to produce fresh theories about LeBron's future, regardless of whether any concrete evidence exists. His influence on the league guarantees constant attention, and that's exactly what has happened again this summer. Current reports do not indicate that LeBron has requested a trade. Most conversations instead focus on improving his roster and creating another championship opportunity. One rumored scenario that gained attention involved LeBron, Luka Doncic, and DeMar DeRozan sharing the same team, an idea that quickly captured the imagination of fans across the league. The rumor itself remains speculation rather than a confirmed negotiation. Still, whenever LeBron's name appears alongside other stars, discussion follows immediately. Throughout his career, people have imagined different superstar combinations around him, and that pattern continues today. Looking at all these stories together reveals something bigger. The NBA has reached a point where many organizations believe one major move could completely alter their future. Front offices are studying every possibility, teams are evaluating assets, and every new report seems to spark another round of discussion. Giannis remains the centerpiece of that conversation. Some insiders increasingly expect a trade before the draft, while others believe Milwaukee may simply be exploring options. Miami and Boston continue appearing most often in reports, though Orlando, Minnesota, and Portland haven't disappeared from the picture. LeBron and Curry remain major names in the rumor cycle, yet their situations look very different. Most speculation involving those two stars centers on improving their current teams, while Giannis's story revolves around the possibility of changing franchises altogether. That's why this rumor stands above the rest. As draft week approaches, every update feels more important because the outcome could reshape the balance of power throughout the NBA. Executives are making calls, teams are weighing their options, and fans are refreshing their feeds, waiting for the next piece of information. At the center of all of it sits Giannis Antetokounmpo. The biggest NBA trade rumor right now isn't attached to one specific offer or one specific team. It's tied to uncertainty, because nobody outside those front offices knows whether Milwaukee will keep its superstar, send him to Miami, work out something with Boston, or watch another team emerge unexpectedly. For now, the questions remain unanswered. What we know is simple. Giannis continues to dominate the trade market, LeBron James remains linked to roster-building speculation, Stephen Curry stays at the heart of Golden State's plans, and the closer the draft gets, the more attention these stories attract. Until something becomes official, the rumors will keep growing. And right now, no rumor in basketball is bigger than the one surrounding Giannis Antetokounmpo and the decision that could change the direction of the NBA.